Hi everybody, this is the Three Stooges.
No, this is movie trailer trash man.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Benny.
Greg.
I hope you're not getting tired of us. We've been reviewing so many, we've
Don't get
reviewed
tired of us.
over 100 trailers that aren't even
It
up
sure feels like it was about 100.
yet. Anyway, we're doing, what's the name of the movie we're doing today?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the John Hughes masterpiece.
And by the way, probably his best film, and
Yeah.
I give it a thumbs up. I thought some of his other stuff is kind of corny.
I'm not a. I gotta say, I'm not a big John Hughes fan. Not across the board. I have nothing against John Hughes, but there definitely I do have my favorites. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in there.
Oh, right.
That's a good.
Yeah.
And John Candy did a great performance as playing this loser who
Before
meets
he died.
Steve Martin,
Also
who
important to know.
can't do a bad performance these days. And he's very funny. I think Steve is better in his earlier works. He's trying to be very commercial these days.
He's getting a little
But
serious.
he's
Yeah,
good.
it's-
And
well,
I'd like to work with Steve. I think I'd be a good Jerry Lewis.
I can't wait to see him remake this movie.
Which one?
Actually, the movie we're talking about.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Has he ever been in a remake of one of his own movies?
I
I
don't
don't
That's
know.
like-
That'd be interesting.
Why
you
do
know
it
what?
again, though?
You know,
He
no.
did
You know
it.
what? I think The Lonely Guy. That would be. That'd
Oh,
be
he
a good
could
one to
remake
remake.
By the
it.
way,
Yeah.
Bowfinger was really funny.
Bowfinger was very good. That was
Hilarious.
definitely a return to form.
By the way, the reason we're
Both
doing
Steve
these
Martin
shows
and
too is a lot of you out there, we want to educate you to get out to the movies and also see the old movies and the classics and the ones that we really like and we vote for you to see. So don't
Yeah.
just buy into the new Hollywood system. See all the old classics
Yeah,
too.
Citizen
No, there's some good
Kane,
stuff out there.
Casablanca, Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
By the way, let's get into, guys, what this movie is all about.
Yeah.
It's about going on a trip.
It's a
And-
twist of fate that these two guys meet in a very peculiar way.
It's a distant
funny.
cousin to say After Hours or
A little
You know,
bit.
that kind of
Not
thing.
so dark.
no,
Yeah.
not so dark, but
But
definitely
one
there's a mission
conservative
that
guy,
things keep
a
happening.
conservative guy meets a loser guy who doesn't have a life.
Or
and
a family.
he kind of and he
And it's
adopts
around
him.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then he's trying to get back to Thanksgiving dinner with his family. His flights are
Steve
canceled.
Martin, that is.
Steve Martin.
His flights are canceled, and they can't get back there, and they end up hanging out together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
and,
good lines to look for. Mine is "Those aren't pillows." Yours was. What was
the
your
one guy
favorite
asked him,
no,
what's
don't even no context. Just
what-
what's your favorite line?
one.
And I don't
That's
have
the
a
punchline. You
That's
wait
the
till
way-
you
you'll see,
get
you'll
that.
know, you'll
know.
The
My favorite-
setup is
I
fantastic.
don't
Yeah.
have a favorite punchline, but my favorite scene is when this car catches on fire and they continue to drive this car and they get pulled over by the cops and
Right.
it gets impounded.
Yeah.
And this car is really, I've had cars like that. Not
Yeah.
quite that bad, but it's really
You've
funny.
had famous cars.
It's
One
a
of
very-
Dennis Woodruff's cars is at the Peterson Museum. I think everybody
Yeah.
should know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be Dennis Woodruff without my car idea.
No.
It's a great idea.
Here's a
But
good-
anyway, I really like this car, and this car caught on fire, and they keep driving, and eventually it gets put in impounded, and they keep driving it, and it's just a really funny story about these two. One's a misfit, and the other's guy's a conservative, and they meet each other, and they become like the odd couple.
Do you want to spoil the ending?
I don't really remember the ending because I was
it's
stoned
not
out.
really
I
it's
can't-
not really a spoilable ending. Everything just
Yeah.
turns out all right. That's
Is
kinda-
that what happened?
That's
I
kinda-
don't remember.
Yeah, you know.
But it's a movie worth seeing. It's got a lot
Definitely
of
worth
laughs
seeing.
in it, and you'll be on the edge of your seat. And truly, if you've never seen a John Candy movie, all of his
What?
performances
Somebody's
were
not seen a
great.
John Candy movie?
Well, probably a lot
Yeah.
of
Come on,
people
people,
haven't.
step it up.
He was
Yeah.
Step it
one
up.
of the
What are
all-time
you,
great
9?
comedians.
John Candy is one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
And you know, the thing about him too is he really got overweight later in his film, and he really carried himself well. You could tell he was kind of
Yeah.
covering it up.
Later in
But-
the film?
No, later in his career.
Oh, later in his career. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like
definitely.
what was that other guy that died of a drug
Oh,
overdose?
Chris Farley.
Yeah, so there always needs to be a fat guy, and I've always thought, I've been overweight myself.
I've always said that.
And
Yeah.
I was wondering maybe I could be the fat guy, but I keep trying to lose weight. So
So I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah. Not if you
Anyway,
keep-
I think that's it.